Hello, hi, and welcome to my video diary. My dog Nimbus is really gonna wanna be in the video today, I can tell, so he'll be around. Yeah, so this is where I just kind of come and chat about my life and human design and how they meld and how I'm using it to navigate life. And today I just kind of wanted to talk about my journey, you would say, in fitness and working out and being active in general, because in human design, when you talk about activity, doing things, you kind of have two separate groups, sacral and non-sacral. Sacral energy types are manifesting generators, and non-sacral energy types are projectors, reflectors, and manifestors. The reason that they're called this is because in the human design chart, if you have a defined sacral center, you are automatically a generator or a manifesting generator. If you have an undefined or open or not colored in, if you're looking at a chart, sacral center, you're a projector, manifestor, or reflector. And the reason that this is significant is because the sacral center is the home of doing energy, of living, of experiencing life. So it's a very, very important center. And when you have it defined, you're here to kind of use up all your energy during the day, go to sleep, wake up, and do it again. Most often when generators or manifesting generators have trouble sleeping, human design people will ask them, have you used all your energy during the day? Well, actually, first of all, they'll probably ask them, oh, have you been following your strategy and authority? Because that's kind of the first question, or the first question that human design people ask. I mean, not all of them, but some of them. Anyway, but yeah, so in order for manifesting generators and generators to be able to sleep properly and get a good night's rest, they need to exert themselves during the day. And this doesn't mean that you need to run marathons or be into like CrossFit or anything major, like exertion wise. If you're a generator or manifesting generator, if you're into that stuff, cool. But if you are not like a big workout person, then it's more about what can you do to feel active and have fun. Because for generators and manifesting generators, if you're not having fun, you're not going to do it. So walking, hiking, I don't know, biking, playing a game, maybe like, I don't know, what's that weird game that people are talking about right now? Pickleball, I think I've heard that. They're building like a pickleball stadium or thing or whatever. It's probably not called a stadium here in Denver. So I'm not in Denver, but in Colorado, they're building it. So yeah, we'll go with that. So yeah, just find something that's fun, but that uses your energy, maybe dance, I don't know, whatever it is. That's kind of what you're here to do on an everyday basis, which can be hard for anyone. So it makes sense that there would be sacral energy types that have trouble sleeping because you're just not using all your energy during the day. So use it up. As non-sacrals, we have more of a finite-ish amount of energy. The way it's described is the generator, manifesting generator, wakes up with a battery level of 100%, and the projector, manifestor, reflector wakes up with a battery level of 80% at best. And it has nothing to do with numbers. There's no specific percentages, but what we're saying is most of the time, non-sacrals don't have as much sustainable energy as generators and manifesting generators do. When we are around these types, we take it into our bodies and amplify it, because that's what we do with all the open centers, right? Is we take in energy and amplify it. So with the sacral center, we take in the doing energy and we amplify it. And this is why non-sacrals run circles around sacral energy people when they're together, is because we don't know how to turn it off. And y'all have like this steady state of energy, but when we get around you, it's like, whoa, and we get really excited. And I've heard it described from other generators as like the non-sacrals in their lives just they just don't stop. They don't sit. They're just going. When I'm at work, when I'm at the restaurant, I'm obviously around a ton of sacral energy. I have to be. There's a lot of people there. It's the most common energy type. So they're there. Whether I want them there or not, they're there. So I'm like taking all these tables, prioritizing this, that, the other. I'm all over the place when I'm at the restaurant. And I almost enjoy it because, one, if I'm busy, I'm making money. So this is kind of how my relationship with money is probably, is that for me, if I'm busy, I'm making money. Oh, I never really thought about it like that. So in my regular life, I feel like if I'm not busy, then there's no way I can be making money. That was kind of an interesting. So yeah, I guess I'm all sounds today. If I'm busy, I'm making money. If we're slow, I'm not making any money and I'm not busy. So that sucks. So I like to be running around. I can take a ton of tables. I don't really get stressed out. There are particular servers who just immediately get stressed. They have really nothing going on and they're immediately just like, they walk too fast. They talk too fast. They put themselves up in this like high level of like anxiety. Maybe it's adrenaline and they're just like, I think I have this particular person's chart that I'm talking about, so maybe I'll check it out. But anyway, I used to be, when I would be around that stuff at the restaurant, I would take it in and amplify it, and then I would make myself stressed too. And it would be like, oh God, I'm handling this perfectly. Why am I stressed out? So I've been working really hard on kind of creating a buffer, and I'm pretty good at it. Like, mainly if I see people running around stressed, I specifically slow myself down more, take more time to do things, really relax more into the situation of food and drink, which is all it is. So relax, people. And then I find myself in an even better mood. And I don't know if it's because I can watch people run around and I'm kind of like, I don't have to do that. I don't do that. They do this every single time I see them. So I almost feel like if they didn't do this, they would be uncomfortable for them in their bodies. They need to stress themselves out, I guess, which is not good. Not a good thing for your body and your adrenals. But anyway, I digress. So if you're a non-sacral around sacrals, you can pick up that energy and amplify it and go on a 12-hour trip around Disneyland or whatever the heck you got to do with your energy. But when they are gone, it is like someone pulled your plug. So most of the time, you'll need to take a break or a rest, or just kind of like if you've been around a lot of people especially, and I don't really give myself enough of a break with this because I'm around a lot of people every time I'm at the restaurant, a lot, like hundreds. So before my shifts the next day, I usually am just like, ugh, and I allow myself to kind of just be really just emptied out and just relax and not do anything too stressful. I'll do this. That's why I might have hard time finding my words sometimes, because it's the last day of my 3-day work week. So anyway, I probably should get onto the story of like fitness and stuff. So in the human design world, non-sacrals are advised to do not so heavy of workouts, like nothing that really stresses you out. Even though a lot of people have been told, like, you work out until you're tired, you're heaving and you're sweating balls and you feel like you're gonna throw up. For us, that's not really the space. Again, to each his own. And if you are a projector who loves your CrossFit workouts, or a manifester who runs marathons, great, cool, good for you. But in general, if you feel like as a non-sacral, activity is hard for you to be consistent with, this is why. You have inconsistent access to activity energy. So, okay. When I was a kid, I played soccer. I've always played soccer. The only sport I was good at. My hand-eye coordination is horrendous. Soccer, I was decent. I'm tall, so I was faster than a lot of people because I was tall quickly as a young child. So I was just faster because I have longer legs. I kicked the ball far. I played defense. So yeah, I liked soccer. It was really fun, and I played it I lived in California, so when you live in a place where the weather's always good, you can always play outdoor stuff. So I played soccer all the time. I really got into my mom's workout videos. These were not DVDs because this is the 80s. They were straight up VHS, people. I got really into them. When I was a kid, I would do, his name escapes me, but Sweatin' to the Oldies. It was like 80s music, and we would dance around. I can't think of his name. It'll come to me later. And then she had Suzanne Summers too. She had all kinds of like 80s workout videos, and I loved them, and I'd pop them in and I'd do them as like a child, like under 10. This was fun for me. So as a child, I knew that I liked activity and I wanted to be active, but I also wanted it to be fun. Soccer was fun. These silly videos that I did with, I don't know if I did them with my mom. I'm trying to remember. I think I kind of did them by myself. But yeah, they were super fun. But it was almost like it helped me in social situations when I didn't really want to be social. For instance, we would go over to my mom's friend's house who had kids our age and my sister, and they would all play. They'd play video games and do all kinds of things. And I would go into the adult's bedroom, and they had like a stair stepper like this. I don't even know if they make those anymore. Like this. And it would count your steps. And so I would go and I would count my steps and I would remember them. I think I wrote it down or something. So the next time I came over, I could beat my steps. And this is what I would do while children are socializing and playing, because I wanted to be by myself. So yeah, I always knew that activity was a big deal for me, and it really helps me with my anxiety. It helps me get out of my head. It helps me shake things around and move things around here. I'm sure it does that for pretty much everyone. And that's why when I learned I was a projector, I was like, but I like to be really active. So is this allowed? Like, am I messing up my body? And no, I wasn't messing up my body because I was a projector. It's just circumstances. So I played soccer, like I said, all through high school. And then when I went to college, I joined a gym and I started to do spin classes, which I really, really enjoyed because it felt like you were going to die. The first spin class I ever took, my friend and I accidentally took a advanced class or a medium class. I don't even know. It was not a beginner class, which we found out afterwards. And I thought I was going to die. Like, I literally thought I was going to puke all over everyone. And I think that kind of shock into spin really helped me to get into it. And so for several years, I took spin classes regularly. I loved Jillian Michaels. At that time, they were DVDs, I think. I loved Jillian Michaels DVDs. Those were really fun. I did like kettlebell and weights and other fitness classes. I tried all kinds of stuff. I really liked the gym for a long time. I was a big gym person. And then I found a yoga class at I think a 24-hour fitness. And I really liked the instructor. And that's what I realized is I can get really into like instructors. And so I would go farther than I needed to because there's other 24-hour fitnesses, but I liked this particular woman. So I took her class a lot and I got really into yoga. When I moved to Colorado, I found a yoga studio and I was taking Power 2, hot yoga. I was going to get my yoga certification. I was all in and about it. And then all of a sudden, my wrist started to really bother me, like really bother me. And it was overuse from up, dog, down, dog. I forget what that's even called. I'm like losing my words today. It's okay. So yeah, overuse from this, and putting all my weight into my wrists in down dog, basically incorrect form, and really being into Power 2 classes where I was like sweating and holding the pose and thought I was going to die. And it was hot because they're almost always heated. So I went to the doctor and I have a ganglion cyst in this wrist. This was 6 years ago, probably. And so it's still there. I have limited movement, but it really affected my yoga journey and I was really upset. And then bam, bam, like right after, my hip started to really bother me. And this one was legit because I mean, this is your leg. Arm stuff, yeah, it's cool, but you don't stand on your arms. I didn't need to do handstands. It was cool. This jacked me up because it would bother me at work. Sitting for long periods of time, and when I say long periods, I mean 30 minutes or more, would bother me. I'd have to get up and kind of move around. Really any sort of knee to face or any sort of up here was very uncomfortable in my hip joint. I was icing my leg like 3 times a day. Being in the car was very uncomfortable. Sex was uncomfortable. All kinds of stuff. Turns out my hips are malformed. My joints, the ball and socket doesn't line up properly, and so it wears on the cartilage that surrounds the socket. And in my right leg, I'd worn out the cartilage to the point of pain and just a lot of things. It's called FAI, and it's often mistaken for arthritis, but it happens in younger people, because when I was diagnosed with this, I was in my early 30s. So there's really not a whole lot you can do. You can have surgery to repair the cartilage and like shave down the bone, and the recovery is like weeks and weeks, and it's just something I can't like afford. I mean, like I said, I've been dealing with this for like 6 years, and I can't afford the surgery or the time off. But about 5 years ago, I paid out of pocket for stem cell injections in my hip, and there was really no recovery. It has helped me tremendously. I have way less pain. I don't ice. There's certain things I still can't do, big hip opening things I can't do. There's stuff where my leg will get uncomfortable if I'm sitting too long. Still, I have to get up. But it has changed my pain levels and my ability to move dramatically. During all of this, I was really fucking pissed off because yoga was like, I love yoga. And at this time I was taking like 3 days a week classes. I was planning on becoming an instructor. I was so into it. And then I'm jacking up my body in ways that I couldn't really help. This maybe, but it's a very common injury, especially for females, just because of the shape and the biomechanics of our wrists. But this was going to happen. They tell me it's going to happen in my left hip eventually. They tell me I'm going to need hip replacement on both sides. So when I say they, I mean doctors. What the fuck do they know? You know? So, but that kind of shit is scary. And I was really upset. And I was actually in the middle of yoga teacher training when my hip was at its worst. And I just remember not being able to participate in a lot of things and crying and just being like, what am I going to do with my life if I can't be a yoga instructor? So I just remember something. They had gentle yoga classes at this studio that I used to go to, and they were taught by a woman named Meg, and she basically changed my whole yoga life and made me realize the importance of yoga was not the movement or pushing yourselves into contorted positions or getting strong or getting lean or sweating. The purpose of yoga was to be in your body and to learn how to listen and to be still. So that hit me. I didn't even bring a tissue over here. Usually I have tissues because I know shit like this is gonna happen. So I really learned in taking gentle yoga with her how to love my body and really learn how to work with it and be still. And I got to the point where I can come into her class and I can just close my eyes, and for the entire hour I could have my eyes closed and do the whole thing. Because one, she's an amazing teacher, so her cues are ridiculous. You can see them in your head without having to hear her or without even having to see her do them. And so I got to that point and I could really drop in and like, damn, I'm missing those classes right now. But yeah, that really helped me. I haven't been to yoga class in years. I do yoga with Adriene on YouTube in my home, and after taking yoga teacher training, I'm very familiar with sequences and postures and stuff. So I kind of just do my own thing because I know what I can do in my body and what I can't. And I'm cool with that now. And it's surprising the amount of things that I still can do. Am I handstanding? No. in my shoulder stand, whatever, falling angel, whatever poses. No, I'm not doing any of the crazy poses really. And it's actually better. So I don't think I'm going to talk much more from here because I'm starting to wind down my energy. But I think that like this put me in a better headspace when it comes to working out and staying active. I walk. I love walking. Like I said, I do yoga and stretching. I do little like kickboxing videos on at home. I don't go to the gym anymore. I don't think energetically that's a good environment for me. I've never felt pulled to go back to the gym or really to go to a yoga class, although I think that would be fun. So hell, maybe I'll go to a yoga class. I don't want to spend money. I just want to do yoga for free in my house, but I know that it's important to get out there and be with a group, and like I could find a class. The only thing is I would love to take a class with Sean because he needs to get back into yoga, but we don't take the same shit. He loves Power 2, super hot, sweaty, like dripping. And I would want to be like, what's the most gentle class? Do you have like a seniors class? Can I take that? That was all that was in my gentle yoga too for like a couple of years when I took gentle yoga. It was great. Damn. Okay, so all this to say, work out however you want, don't work out however you want. Understand that it's going to be like a shift. And I had a really hard time going from running and lifting weights and taking really hard yoga and workout classes and just sweating and feeling like I was going to barf, going from that to what I have now. But I know that it was necessary because of my injuries. I also have a shoulder injury we can tack onto the list. My knees bug me now. So, hey, it's all good. I can still do a ton of stuff. And I think that was what I needed to learn, was that it was going to shift and evolve. I just wasn't ready. I was like, I thought I was in my prime, you know, like early 30s. Whoa, I'm so buff and everything's so awesome physically. And it still is. I'm still in good shape. It's just, I can't do the things I used to do, but I also don't really want to. I kind of like this spot where I'm at. So thanks for listening to me talk about working out and fitness and stuff. And no matter what energy type you are in human design, whatever you like to do, whatever is fun for you, whatever feels expansive, relaxing, whatever gets your energy out, or maybe fills you with energy if you're a non-sacral, do it. Like there's no rhyme or rules or reasons around fitness or activity. It's more about paying attention to your own design. And if you're a non-sacral versus the sacral, just kind of experimenting with that. So drop any questions you've got, comments, whatever, subscribe. We love you guys.